Welcome back to my channel. This is Luminous in here with another reading. We're gonna look forward into the now, and right now Moon is in Pisces. It's going to meet up with Neptune, square the nodes, and in conjunct the Aquarian energy and sextile Pluto and Capricorn, Uranus and Taurus. And first of all, the last couple of days have been so inspiring and grounding all at the same time. And depending on your perception, you can take that as a good thing or naivety. But just know that, we all have the ability to see how things are going to move forward a bit more with that moon transit, because now we got to feel through Aquarius where the future is headed. And 111, if you decide to go with the future or you want to stay stuck. And right now that we felt what the future will be, we get to use this moon in Pisces to imagine how we want the future to actually look, so we can start taking action to get that grounded into the reality with the moon going into Aries. And we might have something unexpected that might present itself as well when it hits Mars and Taurus. I forgot about Mars being in Taurus. The moon will sextile that too. So let's get into this. We're going to do a Jupiter moon reading. At the bottom we have Earth stability, which is a 2 or 11 master number actually. So we're mastering the ability to stabilize our energy, work with the physical that we've manifested for ourselves, and clarifying. We have the Modern Witch Tarot deck. At the bottom we have the Ace of Cups. So being that this Pisces moon is in water element, which I just realized that I got this rain playing right here. We can definitely awaken new emotions, imaginations, create new offers in our reality that we're focused on imagining, dreaming about, or being like elusive with, So let's get into it. What's being expanded here? Seventh house partners. We got the Seven of Wands, Mars and Leo energy. So not only, excuse my layout, let me just sit this right here. Not only are we coming to meet ourselves, I want to say, not only will we be meeting ourselves with who we truly are, if we haven't already, we will be protecting that as well with this Mars and Leo right here, Seven of Wands. So it's basically like two sevens here. We're establishing something, whether it's ground rules surrounding a relationship, or dare I say commitment with this new moon in Capricorn that just passed over. We have new commitments that we are keeping to ourselves now, and that we're not going to back down from. And I love that with the moon in Pisces, because Pisces energy, 12 housers, shout out to anybody with a birthday as well in the lunar return. Pisces energy can get lost in the environment so much that it kind of loses itself. So with the 7 here, we definitely on the Sabbath, we want to separate ourselves from things in our mind, or even information we download from the surrounding areas, because of how the energy moves on both sides and the circle is coming in through the top and out through the bottom. We want to make sure that not only are we protecting our values, the things that we value, self included, but we also want to make sure that we are keeping balance within that dream or that illusion or that, manifestation we're working on. Keeping things protected does include, like she was saying, not sharing too much information, not allowing people whose vibration is different than yours in a way that you don't feel too comfortable with sharing something with someone. It's for a reason. People we used to be close to, we're not going to be close to anymore, and it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It's just that we all have divine paths we must walk, and we cannot be holding on too harshly to people or even places or dreams, old dreams that we used to have that just no longer is a part of our plan. We went through some things to get us prepared for the future, and sometimes certain people can't go along with that future, but it doesn't make them or you a bad person. It just means that it's time for you to go further along in your direction, and they go further along in their direction, and you just cross paths for a reason. It's not a bad thing. So what's going to be revealed? Another 7 here, 7 of Cups. This is about dreaming, daydreaming, having so many options to choose from, trying to figure out which one is the perfect one. What do you know? Neptune 10, sacrifice. Neptune in the moon position. Neptune in the moon will conjunct, and we're going to see a lot of different ways on how we can do something. We might get a lot of different options about doing something. We might choose what we want because we already have the partnership card here. So now that we've chosen what life we are choosing to partner ourselves with, what type of personality, what type of, aura, what type of energy are we going to partner with? Now that we've chosen that and to protect it, there is a sacrifice. And you might see a lot of things that you may have to sacrifice, like I was saying before, where it just brought you comfort, it brought you certainty, but now it's time to figure out which one of these cups that you're going to be sacrificing, or is going to be sacrificed for you, because we got this Ace of Cups being given here. So when one goes out, it's for one to come in. So there are several things that you'll be sacrificing. Knowing what's worth the sacrifice is even better. But the sacrifice is to, reinitiate something new, to clarify something else. And Pisces being a mutable sign, things have to change here. The boundaries are being lowered. So everything is like mixing together, the bad and the good are, being stirred up together. But eventually, things are going to be sifted out and strained, and what you chosen to hold on to will stay, and what you choose to let go will leave. And you want to be aware of that. You want to keep your mind fixed on the truth while you're sifting through all these different, ways that things could possibly go. So here with Saturn, we have the Death card. And no coincidence that this is happening today. But we got a transformation, and we have another 146, grand trine, blessings. So a trine means that energy is moving easier, and there's nothing stopping the flow. Hence here, nothing is really stopping that flow. So with that being said, I think whatever you've been working on, whatever blessings you are concentrated on, they may happen differently than expected. So if you're doing for example, say you chose to take on a creative project, and there's so many different ways on how you can do it, when you can do it, but you are choosing to sacrifice something in order to get it done, and then you reap the benefits of that. because this position is about, what are you working at? What are you working towards? What do you need to work on? You need to work on blessings, okay, but the death card is here. You need to work on how you perceive these blessings. Why are you working on how you perceive these blessings? You want to make sure that, number one, you're grateful because it's a blessing. But because you have to sacrifice something, it may seem like, a death. Nonetheless, it can seem like a death. But again, is it worth it? Is it worth you getting this Ace of Cups? What's under here? Is it worth you getting this? Is it worth this? Is it worth it? That exchange, that fair exchange. Like, seriously. Like, you dreamt of this moment for so long. And then you finally get the chance, but you have to make a sacrifice. Are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? And how you do it also matters too. How you do it, because that shows your gratitude. It shows if you're grateful. It shows if you have a gratuitous attitude, depending on how you accept this immaculate change from one position to another. Okay, so we got 2 cards for that outcome: clarifying, healing. Yes, the wounded healer. So we get to definitely with this boundary, with the boundaries being gone for a while the moon is in Pisces until it goes back up in Aries. With that sacrifice and death and being a blessing, we get to see the open wounds that we still have that are actually healing from all the water that we just had. Look at that. Judgment and Son of Pentacles. So this could have to do with money, finances, things of that nature. Mercury will be going retrograde soon, FYI, on the 30th. So with the outcome being healing, you get to see, like, maybe it's a cycle that you've repeated or you were repeating, and it kept turning out a certain way that made you feel like your sacrifice wasn't worth it. But now you have a chance to, this is soulmate energy, this 2 of Cups. Now you get a chance to receive not only an emotional renewal, but you get to meet that emotional renewal with someone else who's on the same vibration as you, who's on the same wave as you. But you have to make a sacrifice in order to completely keep it and change the vibration of it to it being a blessing. And I feel like more healing comes out of that, because now you have to purge through with this Aries, with the Chiron being in Aries, Mars being in Aries. Now you have to move through the emotions that are tied to whatever was sacrificed, and you got the gift from the sacrifice, because now you have this gift and you're moving forward into something new, because there's a new start with this moon in Aries. Like, now you have to there's a new initiation. You're being initiated with something during this moon cycle. After you make that sacrifice, you chose something, and like, you get to see it, like, how it's going to affect the rest of your life, and you get to choose whether or not you want to participate in the healing or you want to not participate in the healing. Just remember, the overall energy is about stabilizing, a mastered craft, a mastered relationship with yourself and or other people. So if you if you commit yourself to doing something and you make a sacrifice to get it, and it completely changes your life, and you receive the blessings from that, when it comes to the healing that comes with that, it's not separate. The healing comes with the sacrifice. You made the choice, right? Because you're choosing to do something differently. You're choosing to partner up with something that's different, because there's no boundaries right now. You can go and do anything that you want to do. It's just up to you whether you are aware, how aware you are of what it is that you are manifesting. So you can dream and dream and dream all that you want, but whatever you focus on grows. So if you don't want to focus on something that you feel like that sacrifice was it really worth it, if you have to question whether sacrificing this will be worth it, then you need to evaluate what it is that you value in your life and how you prioritize. If you feel like that sacrifice, of course, would be worth it, that commitment is actually worth it, then allow yourself to go through the death experience of letting whatever was blocking you to completely go, so that you can awaken anew and start figuring out and making new plans according to what you chose to commit yourself to. Because again, you're stabilizing this to come into the physical realm. It's not going to stay in the ethers. It's going to come down here. I just saw 555. So let's look at some advice here. So we have, yes, speak your truth, and follow what makes you happy. So your divine plan is your divine plan, and it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of the plan that God has for you, because it's only between you and God anyway. So allow people to do and be and say whatever. Just know that we are one, but we are individuals. We all have free will, a soul to choose to live with the consequences of our actions. But we all, again, have a divine path that we've already said that we were going to do before we even came here to use the free will. So it doesn't matter what decision, or it does matter, of course, because you don't want to fuck your plans up. You don't want to keep postponing what's supposed to happen. 7-Eleven. You don't want to keep postponing what's meant to happen. So you do want to stick and steer to the course. However, at the same time, don't desert yourself of something that will bring you complete joy and fulfillment, and on a soul level, because you're so fixated on what it looks like physically. Because how it looks physically is never going to match how it feels, I would say most of the time. Especially when it's in transition. And Pisces is a transitional sign, just like Virgo, Gemini, and Sagittarius. So things are moving around. Things are moving about, transitioning right here, especially with the nodes being in Gemini and Sag, North Node, Gem. Like a lot of people in communities that we were once comfortable in, we're not going to be comfortable in anymore, and it's for a reason. You need to be committed to what your purpose is and start making it happen for yourself first, so that if everyone is doing their purpose, then there will be no reason to be too, overly involved in what someone else is doing. Moon in Pisces, Uranus in Taurus, Mars in Taurus. Do your work. Be your own emperor, your own empress, and make things happen the way that you know they're meant to. We all have the power to do that. And never let anybody else tell you different. Otherwise, why would you be here? So, I conclude this reading here for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like to book a reading, or because I did go back and add the tarot again. So if you did want just a tarot reading, you can book that. But most importantly, if you want to learn your own personal astrology and astrology overall in certain aspects of your life, or just want a natal chart reading, you can hit me up. The link is in the description, or link in bio, basically. Thank you so much. Enjoy dreaming.